Hey, what's up, everybody? It is Rob Starr from the Lag Show LCA. You guys know me. I am here with somebody super special today. Somebody that I've known for a long time since he's been little, running around kicking a soccer ball. Yes, we're changing the pace today just a little bit. Normally, we are talking lacrosse or we're talking some craziness. Today, we're going to talk about soccer, so we're on the switch up. We are here with Kayla Jenkins.
Hello, everyone.
You see how sweet she is? She's very nice. She might not be like that by the end of the interview because I have some tough questions. No, I'm just playing. No tough questions. Thank you for kicking it with me today. Look, can you give the people that are going to be listening a little background on yourself?
All right, so I am from Montclair, New Jersey. I grew up playing soccer. Soccer was my primary sport. I did play lacrosse.
Hey, we like that.
But soccer was my primary sport. I played all through elementary school, middle school, high school, and then went on to play at the University of Pittsburgh.
I still got that t-shirt.
I played for 2.5 years there. Ultimately had some issues with the coach and decided to leave soccer for a little bit. Graduated, started coaching, and then I did step back into playing for 2 years, playing for a local semi-pro team out here.
Let's go.
And we did win a championship.
Okay,
so, you know.
Okay, big things. Big things.
We did, and then I quit. So it just became too much for me. I ultimately moved on to something bigger, and I didn't have the time for it anymore. So I was like, you know what? We gotta finally put the playing to the side. But yeah, that's a little bit about me.
Is that mic on? I'm kidding. You're good.
Hello?
No, you're good. It's blue. I just wanted to make
Okay.
sure it was blue. No, this is good to hear, man. Look, there's a lot that's going on. You played a lot of soccer all your life, and now you are one half owner of a very proud club. What's the name of your club?
Hawks FC.
Okay. The Hawks Football Club. For those don't know what FC means.
Yes, the Hawks Football Club out of
okay.
Essex County, New Jersey.
Gotta love it. So there's some really unique things that are going on with your football club. First off, 501c3.
Yes, we are a nonprofit.
Okay, so what led you guys to be a nonprofit?
So we battled back and forth whether we wanted to be for-profit or nonprofit, and you know what would help us get going faster, and you know how we could kind of like navigate it. And we ultimately decided that for-profit was not the way we wanted to go. We wanted to build something for the community, and not that was something that was just to make money. So we chose to do nonprofit. We are a low-cost, accessible soccer club for girls. We are all girls.
So for anybody who didn't hear what she said, let me reiterate what she said. Low cost, accessible, all girls right now. What age groups are your girls?
Right now, we have U11 and U13. They will be U12 and U14 in the fall, and we'll be adding another U11 team in the fall.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about. So growth is on the horizon for you guys. Look, it's you, and what's your partner's name?
Maya Pitts.
Maya Pitts is an awesome person as well, so shout out to you, Maya. We're going to get with you soon.
Yes.
Look, man, I probably have 1,000 questions that are swirling around in my head. Let's kind of go back to college. Mm-hmm. College, you go in, you start playing. Look, you were a top athlete.
I was.
I'm not going to say was, but you are a top athlete.
Yeah.
You still are in different terms now.
Mm-hmm.
But when you went to school to play, what was your big motivation to play NCAA soccer?
Well, to be honest, like when I was in high school, I wasn't 100% sure that I wanted to go and play in college. I knew that it was something earlier on that I wanted to do, but at the time I was kind of struggling with like if I wanted to play, where I wanted to play, where I wanted to be just for college in general.
Okay.
So that was one of the first questions my parents asked me, where do you even want to go to college? And I was like, I want to stay on the East Coast. I mean, there's a select few places on the West Coast I would go. If I was going to go to the West Coast, I would want to be closer to family. My uncle's out in Northern California, so I would have chosen a school up north.
Okay.
But I think joining, like, I was a varsity athlete as a freshman, and that's not common.
Right.
At least most places it's not common. At Montclair High School, you know, it was maybe every other 2 or 3 years there was one standout freshman. My freshman year, there were 2 of us.
Wow.
And then that kind of put like a little spark in me, like, oh, like, I'm good at this thing.
Nice.
So, you know, I was like, I could keep going. I could work a lot harder and push myself and work on the club side, find a nice competitive club. And I think when I found that club and they kind of put their energy and their focus into me, I was like, all right, I can do this. I've got this. These people have confidence in me. I can have the confidence in myself to do it.
Wow. Nice. Look, I know that you guys or whoever's going to listen to this is listening to this at face value. I'm going to tell you a little something about Kayla. Kayla is probably one of the most competitive people I've met. The other competitive people are her 2 sisters and her brother. Extremely competitive. I remember one time I went to train, and I know you remember this time. I went to train with Pops, her dad, and also Kayla, and I don't remember if Drew was out there or I don't remember if he was out there. All I remember was the nightmares that I had of trying to do ladder work, going, front to back, lateral, going through this maze of ladder work, and having Kayla start like 10 seconds behind me. And here I think I'm smoking this ladder work, and I hear her go, "Get out of my way." And I look back, and she's on my neck. And I'm like, okay, let me just get my slow self out the way. Look, a lot of the training that you did and a lot of things outside of soccer that you did, were they involving your dad? Were you out there alone? I know you used to train on the hill that was by the park that you guys used to live by.
Yeah.
I mean, you guys did some gnarly workouts.
Yeah,
These are workouts that normal athletes weren't doing at the time.
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I mean, I used to say, people used to ask me to have my dad train them, and I said, if you want to throw up after training or during, before, in the middle, by all means.
It's not a lie.
It's not. This training is not for everybody. And I promise you, my brother had a couple of friends who came out and trained with him, and they were in the bushes.
Yeah.
So I would say most of the training that I did growing up was with my dad. I will be 1,000% transparent. I didn't do a lot of training on my own. I was not
dragged out of the house.
Yes, I was the type of person that you had to drag out of bed to go and train.
You like to sleep.
I do. Listen.
It's called recovery. Active recovery,
Hello?
people.
But yeah, no, I was definitely one of those people that you had to like drag out of bed. I think once I got to, that's a lie. Even when I went to college, I was like, I don't want to go. But now,
yeah,
I think I'm like, I can get up, I can go to the gym, I can do these things on my own and go out. But I think having that training environment when I was younger allowed me to be able to do that now and not be like, I have to do this, I have to do that.
Yeah.
Like I'm grateful to be able to go and move my body. Before I was like, I have this body, I can move, I can do this. No. Now I'm like, thank you for waking me up today.
Yeah.
I can go to the gym, I can do this, I can go run. So
look, you said a couple of times that you quit, and I don't feel like you quit. Knowing the person that you are, I feel like you might have separated from the game, right? And I think for a lot of athletes who are young, they don't understand how healthy it is to walk away from something that you've invested everything into. Sometimes you need to breathe. Sometimes you need to have a little fun. Just like you said, you played lacrosse. You did other things with your life.
Yeah.
You went out with your friends. I know you trained a lot, but walking away from the game sometimes is healthy. Do you feel like those times in your life that you had to separate from the game, it was a little healthy for you? Or do you feel like it was just like I just need to get away and I really don't care?
So the first time when I made the decision to stop playing college soccer, that was definitely I need to remove myself from the game for a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't love it as much anymore. And I will say I was not prepared for that.
Okay.
Mentally, I wasn't prepared for that because soccer had been my whole life up until that point.
I got you.
And, completely removing it out of my life and not knowing what to do after that was a little iffy. Like it took me a while to kind of like find myself again and find what I can do to, I guess soccer was my coping mechanism. So I had to find other outlets to, not be sad or be upset or mad or whatever. So, finding new hobbies, finding new things to do. So it was a little tough mentally. I think after playing post college, that was definitely a healthy separation. That was I am kind of killing myself to try to be here and do this as an adult, and maybe I just need to take a step back. It was fun while I had it. It was fun while I was doing it. Now we got to just take a step back and live life and work and be an adult. Because we were getting injuries, and we don't need that at 30 years old.
Oh yeah, it gets a little rough after that age. Look, I was a part of, I don't even know what to call it. I mean, it's a dynastic soccer club. A lot of people know St. Benedict's for being one of the most premier soccer clubs in the nation.
Absolutely.
Normally we're ranked number 1 through 3, always number 1. You guys know how it is. This is how we roll. You can at me if you want. Those practices, when I remember going to those practices, I remember how difficult they were. I remember the laser focus that it took to stand out. I mean, it was, there's no way you were standing out. Everybody else was better. It didn't matter how good you were. It didn't matter how hard you worked, no matter how talented you were. I felt like everybody else on the team would stand out because I'm not a soccer player for life. I literally am a lacrosse player, so it's a little bit different. When I got the opportunity to come down to your practice, I got to see kids. So first, the practice was awesome. I got to see a super diverse group of girls get out there, get after it, learn new things. Some drills you guys had done before. I mean, you guys coached them hard, but you were tough. You guys were fair. You also laughed. You also had fun with them. As you approach your game plan for what's going to happen for practice, where do you start?
So how I've learned how to plan my practices, I usually have a season plan. So everything starts from whatever my theme for the season will be. So this season, it was switching the ball across the field through the middle and keeping the ball on the wide outsides. So every practice begins with a mental warm-up, kind of getting the girls focused into practice, and they find a power word for their practice. So that could be brave, focused, courageous, and then that's their theme, their individual theme for their practice.
I love that.
Then they go through their physical warm-up, and then we'll have a technical warm-up, and then we'll move into a small-sided activity with the theme of switching the ball across the field, which will ultimately end into our larger scale scrimmage, barring there are enough girls at practice. Sometimes we're a little low on numbers, but we'll move into a bigger scrimmage, and throughout that scrimmage, I will be feeding them those same things, those same principles and things that we worked through in the small-sided, so that they can learn how to transfer it into an actual game.
This is literally what I saw when I went to the practice, and it was something that I enjoyed because I felt the build-up was necessary, and it was helpful as you went from one thing to the other. It just translates. It wasn't like the girls got stuck on one activity and it was just like, oh, it's brain rot. I don't know what to do. I got to move on as a coach. It was no. I think the teaching was the part that I was most impressed with you and Maya.
Thank you.
You guys really are like Batman and Batman. There's no Batman Robin syndrome here. You guys are both great leaders of women. I love the way that you interacted with the kids. I love the way that you talked to them. I think the vibes were just there. So if you're looking for a soccer club for your girl and she's in the age ranges that she mentioned before, I think you really need to check this out. If you want a place where they're not just siphoning money from you guys, you need to come check them out. This is really that type of place. I know there's not very many places out there like that. In terms of lacrosse, you lacrosse people that are watching, there are some top clubs, and there's some other clubs, right? And there were clubs that were known for teaching, and you would come out of that place a really good player because you got taught the game from ground up. I feel like this is what Kayla and Maya are doing. They're really teaching these girls the game from the ground up. soccer conceptually is not an easy game to game,
No.
right? Because I guess you can talk about the easy sports. You can talk about basketball. You can talk about, I don't even know what else. What else are you passing in? Well, let's talk about basketball. Basketball is you see someone open, you pass to somebody that's open. Soccer, I find that you can see somebody open, but moving the ball there is not necessarily the best thing.
Yeah.
The easiest pass sometimes isn't the best pass that's available. And I think watching you guys were teaching some nuanced things that I was looking at that I was like, oh, I've been taught that in the past. I get what they're doing because now you get to see different passing lanes. You get to see passing lanes around people. And, you know, when you guys had the stoppages and you were stopping to talk and coach the kids up, it was like you had to stay locked in mentally. You had to stay locked in physically because if you weren't and if you drifted to La La Land, you're completely out of what's happening. And you're the drill killer. I didn't see very many drill killers. I saw people, yes, they are younger kids. They lost their focus from time to time, and you guys were really good at bringing them back to where they needed to be. But that was one of the things I wanted to give you kudos that I really appreciated about your practice.
Thank you.
Not everybody's capable of doing this. Not all coaches understand getting through to their players. Some people coach at their kids, and they don't coach them. So that was really interesting to see. Look, moving forward, let's say 4 to 5 years down the road, what are you looking at for the football club?
Well, long term, we want to offer elite club soccer free. That is our goal. We want to compete with the PDAs and the STAs and the bigger clubs in our area, but we want to offer free soccer.
I love that.
Because, you know, the European method, kids maybe pay $300 and that's like their uniforms, cleats, and like an admin fee.
Oh wow.
They don't pay thousands of dollars to play soccer.
Yeah.
So we kind of want to model our club after the European clubs where, you know, kids are either playing at a super, super, super low cost or for free. Wow. And they're still getting great training. They're competing at a high level. They're getting those college looks as they get older. And if they want to play in college, we can get them through that recruitment process. We want to have all of that. That's long term. I mean, in the next 4 to 5 years, we just want to be a fully staffed club.
Wow.
So,
hey, if you are looking to work with the Hawks, you guys need to reach out. What are the ways that they need to contact you? Let's say there's coaches out there that are seeing this, they really want to be part of what you guys are doing. How can they reach out to you?
So we've got Instagram, HawksFCNJ, at HawksFCNJ, our website, hawksfcnj.com. There is a forum on our website. You can sign up to receive or you can subscribe to receive any information moving forward. You can reach out to us, DM us, email us, info@hawksfc.com. And you can find, I think maybe that's it. I think that's it. But yeah, we're on Instagram. You can email us. We do have a website. So, and everything about us, everything there is to know about us and learn about us is on our website. We are a community-based club. We focus on mental well-being and mental health of our girls. We build players from off the field and on the field. It's not just about being a soccer player. It's about being a great human being and, you know, learning how to play soccer along the way.
I love that. Look, you talked about mental health. I would be remiss if I don't mention mental health. Mental health is super important. For anybody that follows, we had an episode where we talked during Men's Mental Health Month. We had some pretty good conversation about it. And I feel as adults, we had some deep conversation. It's probably not stuff that kids are specifically dealing with, but more so the adults. When you're dealing with kids in mental health, where do you start? There's so much going on. There's so much going on in the world politically, right? There's so much going on in terms of what they're dealing with at home, what they're dealing with at school. Where do you start with them?
So I think with kids, it's best to start with what they know, and that's themselves. Depending on, you know, how old they are.
Okay.
we have girls that are coming into their own as younger women at the 13, 14 age.
Right.
And then we have, 10 and 11-year-olds that are kind of just figuring out life.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, they're just kind of figuring out how to navigate life.
Right.
So what we focus a lot on is building their confidence just as themselves.
Okay.
And knowing who they are and what upsets them or what makes them happy, all of those things, kind of trying to get them to dig into themselves rather than just spewing a bunch of different, like, this is how your mental health should be, this is how, like, we want them to look into themselves and learn about themselves.
That's great.
And ultimately their confidence in themselves as just them will translate in sport. So when they are confident in who they are as just a normal human being, they will be confident when they step on the field. It'll translate into their skills. It'll translate into their speed work, their anything that they are doing pertaining to sport. Once they are fully confident in themselves, they will transfer their confidence into their sport. And that's kind of where we start with them. We just build their personal confidence.
I love it. You guys are keeping it super basic, but these are translatable skills where, just like you say, you're using them on the pitch, but you can also use them in real life. I think that's wonderful. Look, you've been on your own fitness journey. We have to touch on that just a little bit. Super proud of you and the work that you've been doing.
Thank you.
I watch you in the gym, very inspirational. In the words of Mike Tyson, I broke my back. I've been having back problems, and I finally just got back in the gym, and I'm like, I'm going to have to lift more than Kayla. No, I've seen you go to work, and it's like, it's the real deal. I came in, I told you about your back alien. I'm like, yo, it's serious, man. What made you go on this journey?
I hate to say this, but
Say it. We're good.
no, I met someone who was in the fitness industry. I had been in and out of the gym with my sister, like, every other month. I would go to the gym with her. It just wasn't consistent.
Yeah.
And I started dating this person, and I was kind of like, you know what, let me just lock in.
Yeah.
Like, let me just lock in. And I hate to say that a man got me there, but but I think it was more so of like, I realized that I was kind of bullshitting, BSing.
It's okay. We can beep that out. I'll work on that. Beep.
I was kind of just BSing.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? This is not as bad as I thought it was. Because for me, working out was always for like a goal.
Yeah.
I was working out for soccer. I was working out for lacrosse. I was working out for whatever sport, or so I was always training for something.
I got you.
So, just going to the gym to go to the gym was like not in my brain, and I had to kind of like switch that off and be like, you could just go.
Yep.
And be healthy and change your lifestyle. And it actually made like a really, really big change in my lifestyle. And I
Wow.
think that's where I kind of, it's put a spark in me to build Hawks FC.
Wow.
So I had a whole lifestyle change, and I was more focused, and I was like, you know what? This is the time to do it. So
That is
Yeah.
phenomenal. I really like that. Look, man, it's like I told you guys earlier, Kayla is a competitor. And when she says she's going to lock in, I believe it's a little bit different than a regular person's lock in,
Yeah.
right? A regular person's like, I'm going to lock in. You're going to see me at the gym 3 days a week, maybe with one of them little smoothies because they're delicious. And I'm going to switch up the protein for ice cream. Yeah, that's my type of lock in. No, Kayla's lock in is go, grind, work out. If you give her a follow, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. Her lock in is a different type of lock in. If there's something that you want your kids to emulate, or you want to be contagious for your kids, you want a person like this around your kids, a person that's grinding it out in the gym, a person that's driven. These are all great qualities that you want to rub off on your kids. So I can't say enough to parents, to people who are going to listen to this, that if you want to join into something where the leaders are actually doing, this is the place where you want to lock in with your kids, the Hawks FC. So I have another question for you before we close out. I'm not trying to keep you too long because Knicks game is about to kick off and those fans are crazy. So I want to get in the house before they start ripping Spurs jerseys off of people. Y'all know, y'all have seen it. I have a question for you. You're 501c3. How can people donate or give to your charity? I mean, this is something where, look, this is a great thing. This is something I want to give to. So I need to understand what I can do to donate. Can you tell us how to get that done?
Yes, we actually have a donation page on our website. Again, Hawks FC NJ. You can donate there. There's different levels of donations. Throughout the year, we will have annual fundraisers. We I think are looking to do one at the end of the summer, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, on our website, under donation, you can donate there.
Awesome. Is there any opportunities for people to come and volunteer time for you guys? Is there anything that you guys are doing where maybe like there's a deli or a store, or you're like, we're going to have a party and they want to come out and they want to cater or do something for you? Can they also get in touch with you the same type of way?
Yeah, absolutely. Or info@hawksfcnj.com. That is our email. We do have a few events coming up over the summer. Our Elevate Her Legacy weekend, which is a weekend celebrating women in sports and soccer.
I love that.
So we have a high school 7v7 on July 16th, a open play and clinic for the youth girls on the 17th, and then a Life Beyond the Sport panel on the 18th.
Wow.
And we will have some really cool ladies speaking on that panel. So stay tuned for those. You can find all of those posts on our Instagram, HawksFCNJ.
Do I have to pull like a Joanna man to kind of get in there so I can get up and talk?
I
Man, I love you, even though you're a man. No, I'm just playing. No, that sounds really awesome. That weekend sounds like it's going to be packed full of some really cool stuff. Once again, if you need that information, you need to follow the Instagram. Check them out. Get your kids out to this. I think this is going to be really good if you want your kids being around positive influences, people who are talking about what they've done and how they've done it. I think they have a great weekend set up where you guys can kind of just link up and get going, man.
Yeah.
My daughter's 5. I would love her to play for you guys. When you guys start to open that up to the different ages, I'm going to figure it out. She's going to be out here. She's going to be playing, or she's going to be a manager or something.
2 more years and we might have a team for her.
Well, I'm going to have her lifting right now. She's already hitting the heavy bag, She got some hands. No, that sounds really cool. So, look, I want to close out. I know I wasn't going to keep you for very long, but I have a question. This is a question that I've asked some people that I have been on with, and they have been some USA athletes. They've been some of the top people in the lacrosse sport. I consider you one of the top coaches around in the area. I know that you're going to blow up and get even bigger than you are because of the work ethic and the things that you're doing for people. Your heart's in the right place, and that's always very big, and that's contagious. If you had an opportunity to sit down at a table, you sit down, you're chilling, 7-year-old Kayla comes walking in and sits across from you. She can't say anything, but you can say something to her, and then poof, she disappears and goes back off into the sunset. What would you say to 7-year-old Kayla?
Oh, God.
And it can be anything. It doesn't have to pertain to sports. It can be anything.
Don't give up.
Ooh. Okay.
I think, and this kind of stems back to like mental health. Obviously, I think everyone has a little bit of mental health issues in their life.
Sure.
But I would say I would tell her not to give up and to keep going. It gets better.
So you guys heard it here. Don't give up. Keep going. It gets better. No matter what you're facing, how you're facing it, don't give up. Once again, you guys have outlets. You have people, priests, preacher, therapists. You can talk to any one of us. People are willing to have conversation. I have conversation with people all the time. I'm not a professional. I'm not a licensed professional, but always willing to be there for somebody. So I know that Kayla is doing the same thing for these young women that come to her club. And anybody who wants to join her club, I mean, she's here for you guys. Maya's also here for you guys. So look, I want to thank you for your time. I know it took a little bit for us to get together because this woman is super busy, which is a great trait. That means she has a lot going on in her life. Super proud of what you're doing. Super proud of you in general. Keep up the good work. Don't quit. Keep going.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you.